I mean, I told Sutton at the end of that run, I will do this show with you in a barn. And I said that to everyone that would listen, actually. And I kept saying that. And at one point, the producer was like, "What about a Broadway theater?" And I was like, "Better. Barn fine, Broadway better."
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Michael Urie charmed audiences in the musical Once Upon a Mattress. He's also just won the Critics' Choice Award for Shrinking, and I caught up with him here at the Museum of Broadway. Looking back at Once Upon a Mattress, we all first fell in love with it at Encores, and then it moved to Broadway. Did you all know early on? What a journey you've been on with this show.
Well, when we, like the first night, when we started the show at Encores, we were terrified. Obviously, we rehearsed for 10 days, and it's basically full production. They call it a concert, but we're doing the whole show. And we went out there, and they started laughing and applauding immediately. And I was like, "Oh, is this a hit?" You sort of like have this like voice in your head. You're doing the show, and you're like, "Wait, they really seem to like it." And of course, Encores audiences are the best because they're so with it. They know that the theater so well, and they're so excited to hear a new version of an old show, or a new take or whatever. But it was really like exciting, and I mean, I told Sutton at the end of that run, I will do this show with you in a barn. And I said that to everyone that would listen, actually. And I kept saying that. And at one point, the producer was like, "What about a Broadway theater?" And I was like, "Better. Barn fine, Broadway better." So then we went, and it just like, it was like so dreamy that it worked out the way it did. And we got the beautiful Hudson Theater, which is like this jewel box. And then we got to go and do it in Los Angeles at the Amundsen, and bring theater to LA. Something joyful in LA was very much needed. That town's been through it, and we were able to go and put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces.
What was it like sharing the stage with Sutton Foster? Because I'm sure neither of you knew sometimes how you were going to break each other up.
Sutton Foster is just electric. She's like a supernova on stage. And when you're out there with her, it feels, first of all, you feel like you're the only person in the world. And it feels like you're more, it's like a little bit like being on drugs. You feel like you're more alive than normal. Like this is a bigger experience than regular life. And it's not just like taking it to the back of the house. Yes, that's part of it. Part of it's being big, but it's this beautiful ephemeral thing that we know and they know. This is we're in this together right now in this moment, and what's happening here won't happen to anybody else. And it's so true with her. She's just the most alive person I've ever shared a stage with, and I miss her. I really do. I mean, it was hard to say goodbye to that show because I thought, will I ever have this again? And I listen. I have amazing jobs. Like I get to work with Harrison Ford. I mean, like all these things are. But there is something so special about going on a stage for a group of people that are excited to see you, and excited to spend 2 hours going on this like beautiful, fun fairy tale voyage together. And this show means a lot to people.
You won the Critics' Choice Award. Congratulations for Shrinking. I mean, what can you tell us? New season? What can you tell us about? And just winning the award.
Well, that was a crazy night. I went with my sister, and it was like the second award, and we were a little bit late. So we like literally like we were like ushered in. We sat down, and then it was our award. And I remember turning to my sister and being like, "I'm not going to win." And she was like, "I don't know. I think you might." And I was like, "What do you know? You're not in show business." And then they said my name, and it was just, it's hard to explain, and I've never like been there before, so it is like a truly out of body experience. And then you go up, and I'm like, "There's Angelina Jolie." It's like suddenly like, oh look, that's all these movie stars staring back at you, and you have the floor. And luckily, I thought about what I might say just in case. They did one of those video packages the night before where they show, like the rehearsal, and they showed a chair with my name on it, and I was like, whoa, this just got real. So I did actually think about what I would say, but it was very special, and I'm so honored because like my show has a lot of heavies in it, serious, amazing actors, and to think that the critics, who are the most discerning audience there is, that they saw what I was doing and appreciated it. It really meant a lot. It was a surprising and special thing, and it gave me quite a bit of validation. Now I'm impossible.
Well, we knew that. Finally, with LGBTQ plus rights being stripped away in this country and all around the world, you got to host the GLAAD Awards. And I know this is very special to your heart, as it is to mine and millions of others, what that night meant to you.
Yeah, the GLAAD Awards was a very beautiful night. It was the 36th annual, and this year, the tired phrase, but now more than ever, we need to celebrate each other, and especially celebrate the representation in the media, which is what the GLAAD Awards do. So whether it's gay guys on Twitch playing video games and talking about how they're normal and just like everybody else, even though they're fabulous and different, that's huge. Whether it's magazine articles, TV news, movies, TV shows, video games, and podcasts and blogs. There's a lot of opportunity for us to be well represented, accurately represented, fairly represented, and it's also very easy for people on the other side to just say stuff that isn't true and turn people against us. So I was humbled and honored to be the host of this night, but more so I was just so grateful to be in such a celebratory room. It's one of those rooms you look around and you think, well, everyone here's done the work.
Yeah.
We're cool. We've done the work. And it's also one of those rooms that super cramped, super tight. Everyone's on top of each other. Nobody got tense. There was no edge. Everyone was very happy to be amongst each other, supportive. Congrats on your award. Congrats on your award. It was beautiful. It was a really, really special night, and it's on Hulu, so anybody can watch it. Which means if you're in a place where you might not have a community, or you might not be able to get to your community, you can watch this and see it. And that was the most important thing for me, was to send out into the world a reminder that you are not alone. Even if it feels that way, even if people are saying you aren't. There's a huge LGBTQ community. And that's what the GLAAD Award is all about. That's what we're trying to do with Pride Plays. Pride Plays is this queer theater festival that I co-founded. It's coming back, and we're looking for plays that represent the world the way it could be.